Paxton is Nebraska is weird in a good way. This town is located approximately 20 miles east of Ogallala, alongside the Platte River and I-80. What's interesting about Paxton is how, despite how small it is, it has some major known things and some things not so well known. The town itself is only about 200 to 400. It has a bank and very little else. But it does have a Nebraska famous historical steakhouse restaurant known as Ollie's Big Game Steakhouse and Lounge. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be cheap, but it's supposed to be pretty good. And you could draw your sorrows on the price of the meal by going across the street to the winery. How weird and good is that? I do have a place that you can camp in Paxton. Again, weird because it's not run by the town. It's actually a private thing, but everything about it is not kind of usual. The campground is actually not even in the town of Paxton itself. It's actually located near the exit of I-80 and the state Nebraska highway. So how do you find this campground? Well, you got to get off I-80 at the exit for Paxton. And this is the only way you're going to find it, is maybe there's a sign that says campground. And I bet you everybody who's driving along I-80 is expecting this 100-site thing with full facilities and everything else. And when they see this, they're going to be really surprised and maybe a little disappointed. So as soon as you get off that off ramp and turn to the north, you'll see the Shell station. Turn in at the Shell station. The campground is between the Shell station and the interstate on ramp. And it's a very small one. It's 9 spaces. That's it. It sits on just a little bit lower than the gas station, and there's a little bit of a pond, and the spaces are really tight. The only way you're going to be able to get a tent in there is if you have a smaller vehicle and you don't pull in all the way and then set your tent on the space. The individual lots are very tiny. You're not going to have any privacy. You register and pay for your site up at the lodge. As of late 2020, the price for this was $25, which isn't cheap. There is no shade. There are water and electric. And it's only a very short distance to the Shell station, which is going to have flush toilets. Normally, I would just give this place a 3 because you're going to get the mosquitoes. There really isn't that much here. There is definitely no privacy, and there's going to be a lot of noise because you have the Shell station behind you and the interstate ahead of you. But because the Shell station has a flush toilets, and I think they're 24 hours, and a convenience store, we can get pretty much most food. I'm going to give this place a 4. But I think if you want to check out Paxton, then this is worth an overnight stop. But that's the only reason. Or it's really late at night. That'd be the other. Other than that, I definitely, this is on the low end of things as far as campgrounds is concerned. It's definitely undiscovered and unknown. You literally have to stumble on it to find it. But as campgrounds go, this is definitely not the best. Suitable, but not great. Not even good. Well, on to the next. Have a good afternoon.